Hey guys, back here for another video. So I want to pick up where we left off last with the Simon and Porsha situation. In the last video we talked about the situation with the ED, the erectile dysfunction, um, news or narrative that was put out. And it seems that Porsha was shading Simon after he acknowledged in court documents that he wanted her to explain some particular men that she had associations with. Now, if you guys recall, you can go back and check out my older videos. I said the streets of Atlanta was saying that Porsha was messing around with men's with an S. Now, one man in particular, we're not talking about Future. We know that Future name was mentioned, but it was a specific man. And his name was Jonathan. So let's get into that situation. This man, Jonathan, and what is his connection to Porsha? And in fact, why is Jonathan reaching out to Simon? But guys, before we get into this video, I do need you guys to make sure you hit the like button, the share button, and also the subscribe button. And if you guys have not enabled your bell notification, you're going to miss out when videos are uploaded and when I go live. So go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. So guys, I got some information here, and when I figured it out, I was like literally screaming because I was like, OMG, we are on to something here. Now, we already talked about the ED situation, and we know before the ED situation came out, what happened? Simon had exposed in court documents that Porsha was allegedly messing with Future. He also listed Dennis's name. And if you guys go back and look, and I can possibly show you on the screen in a moment, he listed a man named Jonathan. Now, I know when you guys were reading it, because I was reading the comments, you guys was like, who is Jonathan? I was like, who is Jonathan as well. But we now know who Jonathan is. And not only has Jonathan made a very foul move, he could have costed Porsha everything. Because if you guys recall, I originally told you that what Simon is trying to do is he's trying to attack Porsha's character. And I am like, honestly, all of the moves that he's taken they're adding up, and now information is coming out, and possibly what he said, is this true? Because if it is not true, why is Jonathan reaching out to Simon and inboxing him? And we're going to get into that further in this video. But without further ado, guys, we're going to have to let our intro play out, and then we're going to get right in.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Sometimes I just feel as though I'm a mind reader, because it just seems like sometimes I can anticipate things before they actually happen. And I know some of y'all are in the comments saying, get to it, get to it. Calm down. I will get to it in my time and when I get ready to get to it, because I need to make sure you guys understand where the information is coming from. Now, we all know that Porsha is in Simon's house. His goal right now is to prove that Porsha is a liar. Not only is his goal to prove that she's a liar, in court documents, he wanted her to answer statements with regards to, did she really love him? Didn't he give her a 6-figure allowance? Was she involved with other men? And as I stated before, he asked her these specific questions because he must have evidence to corroborate everything he's saying. I'll give you an example. He asks her, who is Jonathan? She says, I don't know Jonathan. Have you ever been in any type of relationship with Jonathan? She says no. Have you ever talked to Jonathan or whatever information he may ask? And she denies it. When he brings the evidence in and it is opposite of what she states, he has proven her to be a liar. Now, what that does is it makes her look bad because the court does not like for people to lie on the stand. So the information that I'm going to get into, I'm going to show you guys exactly who Jonathan is, because I know you were wondering who Jonathan was. And again, Jonathan has exposed himself. Not only has he exposed himself, he's joking about Simon and the ED comment, which can really make a court but really believe that in fact Porsha was having sexual relations with other men, because she states that Simon can't get it up. Now, I don't know what that man's situation is with his PP. I'm just stating what Porsha is putting on social media. So let's jump into this, y'all. Okay, guys. So in the message that I actually have posted here on the screen, you see an inbox. And when I originally saw this inbox, I honestly paid it absolutely no mind. But it just says, come on my show, bro, come on my show, right? And he says, how the hell my name get caught up in all this, with laughing emojis. He said, y'all, did y'all hear that? How the hell did my name get caught up in this? And he's laughing. I don't know if you really got ED or not. He said, I don't know if you really got ED or not, but I got the best product in the world. It's all natural herbs and sea moss. Laugh, laugh. Then he has the laughing emojis. Your third leg. Well, the issue is Jonathan is reaching out to Simon asking, how did my name get in it? Because Jonathan is him. As you guys can see, Jonathan, and I'll get into what names, what is, the name he goes by on social media and his podcast and all of that. But he's like, how did my name get in it? But this is a joke to him. Like, how did my name get in it? I can help you. I don't know if you got ED or not, which is a little bit crazy, because if Jonathan didn't exist and, Simon is just making up these names, I guess, just a Jonathan from out of the sky, right? Just decided to inbox him and say, you must be talking about me because my name is Jonathan. I mean, do y'all think that's what happened? So after Jonathan continues to laugh, I mean, this is kind of disrespectful to me that you're inboxing the man that you allegedly is messing around with his wife. So Simon responds and says, dude, I also do not understand how you end up spending so much time on the phone with a married woman. A married woman? I mean, he's talking about Porsha, guys. I understand we may have differences in understanding on what is appropriate for a married person to engage in, but I get it. It's not for you to understand. If you believe I have ED, you unfortunately are intellectually incompetent as the person who put the narrative out there. I mean, it's clear the person that put the narrative out there would be who? None other than Porsha, Underground Railroad Williams, right? Um, he said, either way, my issue is not with you, but rather the one who thinks I'm dumb. I'm a dumb African that can be taken advantage of. God be with you, brother. I wish you no harm. So let's just sum it up, guys. What Simon is asking him, he's saying, why are you, Mr. Jonathan, on the phone with a married woman? Like, what are you doing, sir? Like, what is going on? Do you find this appropriate? Yada yada yada. Not only did Simon say this, I need you guys to understand that Simon is not playing no games. And when I say no games, all of this information is being provided to the court. And this is going to bring into account of Porsha's character. Now, I'm not saying Simon is not being a bit petty, but what's at stake here is this lady cheating? Has she been with all of these men? Simon being petty on social media, they don't care about that. But if he can prove that she could have been messing around, this is done and she's going to have to get out of that man's house. Now, what Simon puts in the caption here, and this was on his social media, when you find, and he's responding to Jonathan, when you find your name in court documents, please understand that you are in it for a reason. You are actually a friend of the court that is seeking the truth and justice. So relax. Go about your life until you are called as a witness. Now, this is the guy that is alleging that Porsha could have had some kind of involvement with this guy. Now, his name is Jonathan Dupiton. Hopefully, I pronounced it correctly. Now, he has a few more pages that he has, and I believe one is like the Finessers Club. So a few things that he does on Instagram. He also has a podcast, The Rich and Unemployed. So this guy is being tied to Porsha. Now, I also recently found out as I started doing this video, because I'm scrolling, he also posted some things on his Instagram page, which is kind of odd if he says he doesn't have any involvement with Porsha, but to go on his page and then seem to drag Simon even more. So y'all, let's get into exactly who this fella is.
She want to cry in the Ferrari, or she want to cry in the Honda. I guarantee you, she gonna say Ferrari.
Hey guys, this is his Instagram. Okay, so as I stated, I know he has a podcast that he does, among some other things, but he is definitely, like a social media, I'm gonna call him a social media celebrity, I guess. He interviews a lot of women, just again, I think his he just seems a little bit odd. I can tell, and I was able to tell from a long time ago when I started watching him that he wanted to be attached to celebrities, because everybody know, if you attach yourself to celebrities, then you get more publicity. So I kind of always felt this about him, but this is his Instagram handles. But I want to get into something else that I thought was also a little bit more humiliating, because he also went onto his Instagram and made some disparaging post about Simon. So let's jump into that, guys. Okay, guys, and this is where it even gets more weird. Jonathan went to his social media and he also posted the inboxes that he had with Simon. But most importantly, he went on his platform and basically, this is what he said. Bro, I was just trying to help. ED equal erectile dysfunction, your third leg male stimulant. Increase length, stamina, and confidence. The benefits are 100% natural, and authentic components. Improve sexual performance, enlarge penis up to 1 inch or more, up to 4 days, adds grit to penis, increase sexual desire, helps impotence, treats premature ejaculation, improves blood circulation, enforces memory and brain function. So this to me is a little bit too much, because if Jonathan is not involved with Porsha, I don't understand why he is so consumed with another man's PP that he takes to his social media just to talk about what Porsha is saying, if in fact he's not somehow involved with Porsha, y'all. So I want to remind some of you, because how quickly we forget. I know you guys bounce from channel to channel and you probably just miss things. But what I want to end with is I want to end with exactly that particular document. And it is online right now where Simon actually mentions who in the hell is Jonathan and why is Jonathan in these court documents. Okay, guys, so I wanted to rehash some of this information because, again, I know you forget. I actually have to go and relook up this stuff because it becomes a lot. So, in this court document that Simon filed, and I clipped just this part of it because this is the part that is extremely important, and this is what I'm speaking about on this particular video. So, in this particular document, Simon asked Porsha specific questions, guys. And some of those questions were he asked her to admit or deny that the prenup was unfair, that it was unreasonable. In addition, he asked her to admit or deny that she filed for divorce without actually telling him whether she cheated on him during the marriage or whether she was having sex or being intimate with another person during their union. He also asked Porsha to admit or deny that she was never in love with him. So those were some of the questions that he asked her, in addition to what were the reasons for her understanding why he needed to pay her a five-figure monthly allowance during their marriage. Now, I don't know if some of y'all been married before, but your husband don't typically pay you. I mean, you're married. I mean, I don't understand what he would need to pay her for. But there is another narrative going out, and we'll get into that one later. But for the purpose of this video, why does Simon have to pay his wife a five-figure monthly allowance? Okay. But moving on, Simon also asked Porsha to explain the nature of her relationship with the man named Kelvin. Now, we spoke about Kelvin and who he could be, but Kelvin has not come out and has not said a word. He asked her to explain her relationship with her ex, Dennis. He also asked her to explain her relationship with a man named Jonathan. Now, Jonathan is who we have been talking about this entire video. So we now know who Jonathan is. Now, guys, all you need to do right now is hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And also, I want to know what you guys think down below. And if you guys have not enabled your bell notification, guess what? Here's the time to do so.